And when the day came that they let me go, whew, not only did I feel a bit unprepared, I felt embarrassed and I was even angry. Hi, my friend, and welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and with God's help, I've overcome some of the toughest trials in life that I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself struggling to move beyond a heartbreak or a hardship, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest trials. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those hardships. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. I want to let you know right at the top that this episode is personal, deeply personal. And the reason that it's so personal is because it has been 1 year, almost to the day, since I was let go from my most recent job. October 2024. It was the first time that I was ever let go from a role in my entire life. And for the record, I am 60 years old. So that's a long life, a long career. I remember that morning so vividly. And I remember how unprepared I felt, despite the fact that I had this looming feeling deep down that might be what was coming. When my boss contacted me that morning, I had been sick for 2 days and out of work, recuperating. And I felt it was very odd that on my one day that I was finally feeling better and able to log back into work, she was relentless about scheduling time with me first thing in the morning. And something inside of me instinctively knew all wasn't right. And that's how it happened. So here's the thing. 1 year later, I can see now that God was using that very moment to teach me about resilience. And not just as a nice idea or a theoretical concept, but as a way of living. I had been resilient in the past, but had never had to walk this particular path of resilience in my professional life. So today, my friend, I want to share some hard truths about that experience. And I also want to give you a framework for what it really takes from the inside out in order to build the foundation of resilience in your own life. So when I say I was unprepared, I mean it in every sense of the word. I walked into that role excited and ready to bring my expertise, my experience, and add value to an organization that I could get behind the mission of. But here's the hard truth. I was never really set up to succeed in that role. And I know it now. I sensed it then. But in retrospect, I know it 150% in my spirit now. You see, the leaders around me were not aligned on what they actually wanted from me. It sounded good on paper, but as I tried to deliver, it was clear that's not what they wanted. My responsibilities seemed to shift every time I turned around. And every time I actually tried to use my skills and knowledge to make things better, I was basically handcuffed. Now, it's one thing to be challenged in a role. I think any professional who has built their career on learning and evolving is up for challenge. But it's another thing to be silenced, to know deep down that you can do the work and that you have the tools, but the people around you refuse to let you succeed. That's what I was living through, my friend. And when the day came that they let me go, whew, not only did I feel a bit unprepared, I felt embarrassed And I was even angry. I didn't know what would be coming next, but I chose to focus on the here and the now of that very moment. But what I know, my friend, is that what looked like failure at the time turned into the foundation for my future. And it was out of that setback that I started building this podcast. Out of that setback, I also started growing my baking business. And 1 year later, here I am, not just surviving, but thriving in ways that I never would have imagined, even back then. So here's what I've learned in this year. Resilience isn't automatic. It's not something that you magically snap your fingers and you have, or you wander around and don't have. It's something that you actively work to build. And if you're in a season where you feel knocked down, I want you to hear these 3 truths from me. Truth number 1, resilience is learned. Nobody is really born resilient. We learn it by going through things that we didn't think we could survive and realizing that we are still standing. I learned resilience as I faced numerous challenges throughout my life. I've mentioned many of them on the podcast. Relationship failure, career restarting and pivoting, loss of loved ones dear and close to me, financial hardship. All of those trials helped to build and teach me the skill of resilience. Truth number 2, resilience is layered. It's not just one thing. It's not just about pushing through emotionally. Real resilience touches your body, your emotions, and your spirit. It's intentionally taking care of your health, ruthlessly intentionally processing your feelings, and trusting God even when you don't want to, with the things that you can't control. Truth number 3, resilience is sustained. Resilience isn't built as a one-time comeback story. That's happenstance. That's favor. That's luck. Whatever you want to call it, that one-time comeback story isn't really due to resilience. Resilience is something that you grow daily. It's in the small, little decisions to get back up, to try again, to keep moving. And in every episode I record, and every baking order that I deliver, those are bricks in the foundation of my own resilience. The scripture that's been embedded within me when it comes to talking about resilience is Isaiah 40:31, and it reads this: "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." And when I was let go from that job, my friend, I thought I needed to figure everything out myself. But I learned in that very moment that resilience isn't about my strength. It's about my obedience and my trusting God to renew my strength day by day. And as always, I want to keep it real for you, my friend. Sometimes resilience hurts. And here's why it hurts so much. It hurts because when we get knocked down over and over, even if it's in different areas of our lives, we start to believe that something is wrong with us. We think, if I was really strong, this wouldn't have broken me. But that's not true, my friend. There is nothing wrong with you. Resilience isn't about never failing or never falling. It's about learning how to rise again and again and again. So here's the takeaway that I want you to hold on to. Resilience isn't automatic, but it is always available. And here's your journal prompt for the week. I want you to think back 1 year ago. 1 year ago to the date that you are listening to this episode. And ask yourself, where were you then? And where are you now? What foundations of resilience have you built in that time, even if you didn't recognize them until just this very moment? I'd love for you to share what comes up for you when you journal that. Feel free to email me at hello@bouncebackblackwoman.com or come on into our private Facebook group. You can search for it on Facebook by searching Bounce Back Black Woman, or you can search Healing and Resilience and it will come up there. So my friend, if this episode resonated with you, I want you to do a couple of things. The first thing I want you to do is to go grab the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast companion journal. The link will be in the show notes, and it's also on my website, bouncebackblackwoman.com. It is one of the very best tools that I know for laying your foundation of resilience. So go grab it. You won't be sorry. And here's a little sneak peek. I am planning a free live session soon. I'm calling it the Bounce Back Live, but it's where we'll unpack resilience together in real time. It'll be teaching, discussion, connection, Q&A, and I want you to be there. Space will be limited, but registration will open first to those on my mailing list. So if you haven't done so yet, definitely check the show notes or go to bouncebackblackwoman.com and register to receive my mailings. In addition to the early notice for events such as what's coming up, you'll also get weekly encouragement, behind the scenes look at my life, and just a recap of the episodes for the week. I'm going to keep you posted on all of the happenings and opportunities that you have with me and other women in this movement. So make sure to visit the website and sign up for the mailing list. In the meantime, I want you to remember this, my friend. Resilience isn't something that we build alone. It's something that we build together. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey, and guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.